What is going on, YouTube? Alright. Let's get right into the video here. Well, there you guys have it, man. Two teams have officially clinched their way into the AL and NLCS. I'm going to go over all the games because all four games went on today. Two teams are advancing. I'm going to tell you which ones moved on. Starting with the ALDS, we're going to start with the team that moved on. The Houston Astros defeated the Boston Red Sox, and they are moving on to the ALCS. They will await the winner of the Yankees and Indians. Just my quick thoughts. The Astros won by the score of 5-4. Boston was actually winning in the 8th, and like I said, man, their lack of bullpen really hurt them, man. I mean, granted, they pitched Sale, they threw Sale out of the pen, which was, in my opinion, was a smart idea, but at the same time, it just shows you their lack of bullpen, man. And it really did hurt them in the end because I think Sale just kind of got tired and kind of ran out of gas towards the end. He gave up the home run to, I believe it was Bregman, that tied the game, and then they tried to put Kimbrel in and hopefully get him through, and Kimbrel couldn't get the job done, and Houston ended up taking the lead. They had that tack-on run in the 9th, which made it 5-3. Devers hits the inside the Parker in the 9th, make it 5-4, and Giles shuts it down after that. So my thoughts on the Red Sox: they had a good season, man. But in my opinion, they just were not built for the playoffs. Their bullpen was okay. They had some arms in there, but they were not spectacular in any way, shape, or form. Sale didn't pitch well in the beginning. That costed them big time. I don't know what Price's deal is, man. I'm not sure if he's going to be a reliever now or they're going to move him back to the rotation next year, but he needs to figure his stuff out for next year, especially because I think you're paying him way too much money to just be a reliever, and they're going to have to figure that situation out in the offseason. But good season for the Red Sox, man. It's kind of disappointing to see them go out the way they did. They honestly didn't really put up much of a fight against Houston, even though Houston is very good. But they're obviously going to have to make some acquisitions in the offseason with their starting rotation. That way they can go deeper into the playoffs instead of losing in 4 games. But credit the Houston Astros. They played very well, man. They were very impressive in every aspect of the game. I mean, they hit the ball really well, starting with Jose Altuve. Correa had some big homers. Bregman had some big homers. Marwin Gonzalez played really well. Just that lineup in general, they were very rock solid, 1 through 9. And their pitching was excellent. You got a great start from Verlander in Game 1. Game 2 was the same thing with Keuchel, pitched really well. Game 3, I mean, it's very tough to sweep a team. I mean, especially the Boston Red Sox, it's very tough to sweep them. So, I mean, you can't expect them to win all 3 games. But they settled down, got a great come-from-behind victory in Game 4. And the Houston Astros are moving on, and it's well-deserved, man. They were clearly the much better team in that series, and it clearly showed. So they'll be waiting the winner of the New York Yankees and the Cleveland Indians. I got news for you, Cleveland fans. New York is not scared of you guys. They're not scared of your rotation. They're not scared of your lineup. They're not scared of you guys in general. I mean, it's pretty clear now. They are not scared of the Cleveland Indians, and they took care of business and gave them a pretty good spank in both games at home. It's crazy to think in 3 elimination games, win or go home, the Yankees are 3-0 now. If you count the wild card game, they're 3-0 in win or go home situations. So it's going to be interesting to see how Cleveland, how they react to a win or go home situation now, because New York's done it 3 times now. So I think it's pretty obvious. The Yankees play better when there's more in stake, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You got Kluber going for Game 5. He pitched really bad in Game 2, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be very interesting. Obviously, New York's got the hot hand, but that's the whole point of home field advantage, though, because they're gonna go back to Cleveland, and Cleveland's gonna be really hyped. They're gonna play really defensively, and we're gonna see what happens. Like I said, I'm not changing my mind. I got Cleveland. and I'm sticking with them. Even with the 2 games they kind of blew, had a chance to win and close out, but it is what it is, and they're just gonna have to move on. So Cleveland in 5, and that's my final answer. But credit the Yankees for what they're doing right now. I had Cleveland in 4, and the fact that they're even having a Game 5 is very impressive. I did not think they were going to be this competitive. I thought they were going to be a little competitive, but not to this extent. So win or lose, I mean, the Yankees are winners in my books. I just hate Yankee fans. Alright, moving on to the first team to move on in the NLDS. The Los Angeles Dodgers swept the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I mean, I thought Arizona was going to at least pull 1 game, but this clearly shows you, man, how deadly the Los Angeles Dodgers are this year. Granted, Arizona's got one of the best lineups in baseball, and LA absolutely shut them down. They absolutely pitched lights out. I think the worst start was Kershaw. I think that was the worst start out of the 3 games. Rich Hill pitched really, really well. Alex Wood pitched really, really well. And Kershaw, he did all right. I mean, he wasn't great, he wasn't good, but he had the run support because LA's offense is spectacular. I mean, 1 through 9, they're really good, or 1 through 8, they're really good. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with, and whether it's the Cubs or the Nationals they play, they're going to have to bring their A game if they want to beat the Dodgers and go to the World Series, because this Dodger team is on fire. And it doesn't bother me if the Dodgers win. I don't want to see the Dodgers just roll through everyone and go to the World Series. I want to see somebody beat them, and hopefully it's whoever wins the Nationals or the Dodgers or the Cubs series, but we'll see what happens. But congratulations to the Dodgers. I mean, it's well deserved. You guys were clearly the better team in this series in every aspect of it, and congratulations, you guys are moving on to the NLCS. And as for the Diamondbacks, you guys had a great year. Unfortunately, you guys, in my opinion, you guys just got tired and ran out of pitching. I thought if you guys were going to win a game, it was going to be Game 2 with Robbie Ray, but unfortunately, even that didn't happen because you guys just didn't have the pen, didn't have the arms, and that's why you guys fell short. So I think if you guys get some arms, get some more bullpen help in the offseason, you guys will be deadly, especially with that offense. But that's for another video. But congratulations on the run, Arizona Diamondbacks. Congratulations, guys. And the final game of today, it was the Cubs taking on the Nationals. And the Nationals, through 7 innings, it looked like they were going to pull it off. And they were going to get one on the road in Wrigley. But Dusty Baker making a sharp move to the bullpen, and that move did not pay off. They answered right back. Zobrist hit a double off Scherzer, and then they yanked him, and then very next guy, I believe it was Almora, gets a base hit that tied the game, and then in the top of the 8th, or in the bottom of the 8th, Rizzo gets the big knock that takes the lead 2-1, and Wade Davis shuts it down in the 9th. It's going to be very interesting to see if the Cubs can close it tomorrow. I'm going to assume that they're going to close it out tomorrow because they do not want to take it back to Washington for Game 5 and see Strasburg again, and who knows who else, you know. So it was a very well played game. It was a great game pitching wise. There wasn't much offense until late in the game, and there were some timely hits, and unfortunately the ball fell in the Cubs' favor. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in Game 4 tomorrow. I believe that is the only game tomorrow, so the Cubs have a chance to move on to play the Dodgers, and I believe the Cubs should pull it out, but this is October, man, so you never know what's going to happen. I'm honestly kind of just disappointed in the Nationals, man. I mean, you get 2 fabulous starts from Strasburg and Scherzer, and you don't win either of those games, man. I mean, it comes back to hurt you, dude. And I mean, Trey Turner, what is going on, dude? 0 for 12? That can't happen, man. I mean, It's just their offense has just disappeared since game 1. They haven't. If you take away that 8th inning or whatever inning it was where they scored 5 runs, they're getting swept. I mean, Nationals, you gotta wake up, man. Come on. I mean, there is no reason you guys shouldn't have won this series already. And it just, I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in Washington right now. I picked the Cubs in the beginning of the series, and I'm sticking with it. I think the Cubs are going to close it out tomorrow, and I think it's going to be a rematch of last year's NLCS between the Dodgers and the Cubs. So there you guys have it. You guys will get my review video tomorrow after the game, and you guys will get another video of the Cleveland and Indians for Game 5. And then we'll move on to the championship series between the 4 teams. So make sure you guys enjoy. If you guys enjoyed this video, click a like, and if you guys are new, subscribe as well. And that's it, guys. Peace out.